The internet exploded with a wild story, one that seemed to come out of nowhere but quickly took on a life of its own. According to viral posts and sensational headlines, Florida had been completely shut down after the discovery of massive, mysterious caves beneath the state. Headlines screamed of blocked roads, canceled flights, and a state of emergency, not for a hurricane but for something lurking underground. The story spread like wildfire, with images of deserted highways and empty tourist attractions fueling the panic. Social media buzzed with tales of secret military operations, scientists in hazmat suits, and government agents swarming the supposed cave sites. Every new post seemed to add another layer to the mystery. Anonymous sources claimed these weren't just ordinary caves, but vast chasms threatening to swallow Florida whole. Some even suggested the entire state was sitting on a fragile shell, ready to collapse at any moment. The rumor painted a disaster movie scenario: beaches and theme parks perched above a fragile crust, ready to collapse. Vacationers were supposedly fleeing, and businesses braced for the worst. Details were vivid: strange sounds rumbling from the earth, hidden seismic readings, and a government cover-up to prevent mass panic. The more people speculated, the more convincing the story became. The story felt real because it played on our deepest fears: the unknown, natural disasters, and mistrust of authority. It tapped into anxieties about safety, travel, and the unpredictability of nature. Florida's reputation for sinkholes made the idea seem plausible. The state is no stranger to dramatic ground collapses, and past incidents have left scars on the landscape and the public imagination. It was a perfect storm for a viral myth. Part science, part conspiracy, all anxiety. The story spread faster than fact-checkers could keep up, amplified by memes, message boards, and viral videos. But was any of it true? Where did this story come from, and why did so many people believe it? The real story, as we'll see, is far less dramatic, and far more important. To understand how this myth took hold, we need to look at Florida's unique geology, the power of viral misinformation, and the very real science behind the state's caves and sinkholes. Here's the truth. Florida is open for business, and daily life continues as usual across the state. There's no shutdown, no blocked roads, and no canceled flights. Transportation is running smoothly, and visitors are arriving from all over the world. As of August 5, 2025, life in Florida is normal. Airports are busy, highways are packed, and tourists are everywhere, from the beaches to the theme parks. No government agency has declared an emergency or sealed the borders. State offices and services remain fully operational. The shutdown story? Pure fiction, born and spread online. Local and national news outlets have repeatedly debunked these rumors. Check any credible source: the governor's office, the Florida Division of Emergency Management, major news outlets. None mention a shutdown. In fact, officials have reassured the public that Florida remains open and safe. The rumor lives only on social media and fringe sites, where misinformation can spread quickly without verification. The real danger isn't underground caves, it's misinformation. False stories can mislead travelers and residents alike. Viral rumors can cause panic, hurt tourism, and erode public trust. Local businesses and workers depend on accurate information to keep Florida's economy thriving. Florida's geology is unique, with real sinkholes occurring naturally, but there's a big difference between isolated incidents and a statewide collapse. Experts monitor these areas closely. The truth: Florida's underground world is well studied, not a sudden threat. Scientists and researchers are constantly working to keep the public informed and safe. The only thing that needs shutting down is the spread of this baseless rumor. Stay informed and always check your sources. Let's look at what's really beneath Florida, and discover the facts, not the fiction. Beneath Florida's sunlit surface lies a vast, mysterious world, one that few ever see but which shapes the state in profound ways. Florida sits atop a thick layer of limestone, a porous rock that rainwater has sculpted over millions of years into an intricate labyrinth of tunnels, chambers, and hidden passageways. This network forms the Floridan Aquifer, one of the world's most productive sources of fresh drinking water, supplying millions of people across the southeast. Within these submerged caves, life has adapted in remarkable ways. Blind fish, shrimp, and other rare creatures thrive in total darkness, evolving over centuries to survive in this isolated environment. But this hidden world is fragile. Pollution from the surface, fertilizers, chemicals, and waste can seep through the porous limestone, threatening both these unique ecosystems and the water we depend on. Scientists venture into these caves to study water movement, monitor pollution, and protect this vital resource. They also uncover fossils and ancient remains, revealing Florida's prehistoric past and the creatures that once roamed here. Cave divers, equipped with specialized gear, explore these submerged passages, often risking their lives to map new territory and document breathtaking formations hidden deep underground. Their discoveries have expanded our understanding of the aquifer, revealing just how interconnected Florida's water systems truly are. Florida's caves are a natural wonder, open to exploration, education, and scientific discovery. There's no government cover-up here, just a world waiting to be understood. The real story is one of adventure, science, and the ongoing quest to protect and understand this hidden realm, not disaster or conspiracy. So let's separate fact from fiction, and appreciate the true significance of Florida's underground world, one of nature's most extraordinary creations. The shutdown myth likely grew from real, dramatic events, sinkholes, which are a natural part of Florida's landscape. Florida is famous for sinkholes because much of the state sits atop porous limestone. Over thousands of years, slightly acidic rainwater seeps into the ground, slowly dissolving the limestone and creating underground voids. When the ground above can no longer support itself, it collapses, forming a sinkhole. Some sinkholes are massive, like the Winter Park sinkhole in 1981 that swallowed homes, cars, and even part of a swimming pool. It measured over 300 feet across and 100 feet deep, drawing national attention. Others are tragic, such as the 2013 Sefner incident, where a sinkhole suddenly opened beneath a man's bedroom, leading to a heartbreaking loss. These events highlight the unpredictable nature of sinkholes. But it's important to remember, these are local events, not statewide threats. Most sinkholes occur in specific regions like Central Florida's Sinkhole Alley, and rarely affect entire communities. Scientists use advanced tools like ground-penetrating radar, LiDAR, and satellite imagery to detect underground voids and monitor changes in the landscape. This technology helps predict where sinkholes might form and allows for early warnings. Their research directly informs building codes and public safety policies. For example, new construction in high-risk areas often requires special foundation designs, and local governments maintain detailed sinkhole risk maps to guide development, not to create panic but to manage real risks responsibly. Each sinkhole provides valuable data. By studying exposed rock layers and soil samples, geologists learn more about Florida's unique geology and how to better predict future events. The true stories are dramatic enough, like the discovery of Wakulla Springs, where divers have found ancient fossils and evidence of prehistoric animals preserved in sinkhole caves. There's no need for exaggeration or conspiracy theories. The real science and history behind Florida's sinkholes are fascinating on their own. By understanding the science, we can appreciate Florida's underground drama, without fear-mongering, and with a deeper respect for the natural forces shaping the state. Why did the shutdown story spread so fast, and why did so many of us believe it? In the digital age, information moves at lightning speed, but our brains haven't evolved to keep up. We're wired to react quickly to threats, and social media exploits that instinct. The rumor started with a kernel of truth, Florida's caves and sinkholes, making the wildest claims seem plausible. When a story contains familiar details, our minds fill in the gaps. It tapped into primal fears, unstable ground, hidden dangers, and the unknown lurking beneath our feet. These anxieties make us more likely to pay attention and to share. The idea of a government cover-up added another layer. We're drawn to secrets and mysteries, especially when they involve powerful institutions. Sharing the story feels like uncovering hidden knowledge. Social media supercharges this process. Sensational headlines trigger emotional reactions, making us more likely to click, share, and comment, while quieter, factual corrections get lost in the noise. When we see the rumor shared by friends or family, it feels even more credible. We trust our social circles, so their belief becomes our own. Repetition is powerful. The more we see a claim, the more likely we are to believe it's true. A phenomenon called the illusory truth effect. Confirmation bias also plays a huge role. If we already distrust the government or are drawn to conspiracy theories, we're primed to accept the story without question. We tend to ignore evidence that contradicts our beliefs and seek out sources that reinforce them, creating echo chambers where myths thrive. All these psychological and social forces combine to create a perfect storm, a viral myth that felt true even when it wasn't. But we can break the cycle. By slowing down, questioning our reactions, and thinking critically, we can separate fact from fiction, even in a world full of viral stories. In a world overflowing with wild stories and viral rumors, knowing how to separate fact from fiction is more important than ever. When you come across a sensational claim, pause. Don't share or react right away. Take a moment to think. Who's the source? Is it coming from a reputable news outlet or just a random social media post or blog? Check if major news organizations are reporting the story. If you can't find it anywhere else, that's a warning sign. If the story only appears in one place or lacks credible sources, treat it with skepticism. For science topics, go straight to the experts, government agencies, universities, and professional researchers. The Florida Geological Survey and USGS are reliable sources for geology facts. Look for .gov, edu, or well-known.org sites. These organizations publish evidence-based reports, not rumors. Always check for references and data to back up claims. The Florida cave shutdown is just a myth. Florida is open, and its underground world is a subject of scientific wonder, not secret danger. By questioning what we see online, discussing with others, and seeking out credible sources, we protect ourselves from misinformation. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and always ask questions. Don't be afraid to dig deeper. The truth is out there, if you know where to look. Use fact-checking tools, consult experts, and remember, a little research goes a long way. Now that you know how to spot misinformation, you might be wondering, what can you do next? The answer, more than you think. Every time you double-check a story before sharing, you help slow the spread of rumors. When you politely correct a friend or family member who's fallen for a viral myth, you're making your community smarter and safer. Supporting credible sources, following trustworthy experts, and sharing accurate information can shift the conversation online. Even small actions like asking questions or posting fact-checked links can make a big impact. Remember, you're not just a bystander in the digital world, you have the power to shape what others see and believe. So, be a truth seeker, a mythbuster, and an ally for facts. Together, we can build a world where information empowers, not misleads. Your curiosity and critical thinking are the keys to a more informed future. As we move forward in this digital age, the landscape of information will continue to evolve. Emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and blockchain hold the promise of making data more secure and verifiable. Imagine a world where fake news is immediately flagged and debunked by intelligent systems, or where every piece of information can be traced back to a credible source. These advancements could transform the way we consume and share information, making it easier to separate fact from fiction. But technology alone isn't enough. It requires a collective effort from all of us. Educators, policymakers, tech companies, and everyday citizens must work together to build a digital ecosystem rooted in truth and transparency. By advocating for better digital literacy programs and supporting innovations that prioritize accuracy, we can pave the way for a more informed society. The future of information is in our hands. By staying curious, questioning what we read, and championing the truth, we can help create a world where misinformation struggles to take root. It's a journey that starts with each of us, and together we can make the future brighter and more truthful for everyone. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Remember, the power to change the narrative is within you. Stay informed, stay critical, and most importantly, stay hopeful. We know that uncovering the truth can sometimes lead to even more questions. That's why we want to hear from you. What stories have you heard that made you pause and wonder? Which myths or rumors would you like us to investigate next? Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Our community thrives on curiosity and critical thinking, and your voice matters. Every episode is inspired by viewers like you who seek clarity in a world full of noise. So let's keep the conversation going. Subscribe for more deep dives, share this video with friends who value facts, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Together, we can continue to unravel mysteries, debunk myths, and build a smarter, more connected community, one question at a time. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep seeking the truth.